the early 2000s, a storm of fire, blood, and belief swept across northern Nigeria. It was not a foreign war or an invasion. It was something born from within, a conflict over law, religion, and identity. It started in Zamfara State in 1999. A young, bold governor named Ahmed Sani Yerima took a step that would change Nigeria forever. He declared that his state would now follow Sharia law, the Islamic legal code. To his supporters, it was a return to moral order. To many Christians and secular Nigerians, it felt like an attack. Soon, 11 other northern states followed. Kano, Sokoto, Bauchi, Katsina. It spread like wildfire. The federal government, led by President Olusegun Obasanjo, was caught in a bind. Nigeria was a secular country, but also a democracy. Could a state enforce religious law? The constitution was silent, but the streets were not. In Kaduna, the flames erupted. In February 2000, thousands protested against the adoption of Sharia law. What began as demonstrations turned into chaos. Churches were burned. Mosques were torched. Homes were looted. Bodies lined the roads. Over 2,000 people died in the space of a week. Retaliation came fast. In southern cities like Onitsha, mobs took revenge. Muslim traders and Hausa residents were hunted down in broad daylight. Suddenly, it wasn't just about law. It became Christian versus Muslim, North versus South, us versus them. In Kano, Jos, Bauchi, and even Abuja, the echoes of the crisis continued for years. Markets burned. Schools shut down. Neighbors turned into enemies. And behind the scenes, politicians played both sides. They whispered peace in public and funded fury in private. Ahmed Yerima, the man who lit the match, stood by his decision. He became a hero to some and a villain to others. But the people who paid the price were the ordinary Nigerians, those who just wanted to live, trade, pray, and raise families. Today, more than 2 decades later, the scars of the Sharia crisis remain. It was never just about religion. It was about power, about fear, about what it means to be Nigerian. Because sometimes, the fight for God becomes a war against ourselves. Subscribe to Luminary for more hidden truths.